Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Cascaden, personal trainer and fitness instructor at Beacon Health and Fitness, and I am outside today in the beautiful sunshine to bring you a 30-minute Pilates mat class. I hope that you're able to get out and enjoy the sunshine just as much as I am. Today I will be bringing you again a Pilates mat class, which is both lengthening and strengthening of your muscles. So if you do have any pre-existing conditions or ailments that you're coming into this exercise or routine with, don't worry, I will provide modifications. This is safe and applicable to all levels of exercise. Let's get started. We will be standing. All you need is a mat. You can use a towel or you can just use carpet or the floor. We're going to start at the end of your mat, keeping your toes on. If you're feeling balanced, you can close the eyes, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, reach towards the sky. Pulling that belly button towards your spine, slowly let the hands come down, becoming heavy through the fingertips. If your knees are not already, soften them, not locking them out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach towards the ceiling. And we're going to first come into a forward fold, letting the head become heavy. The chin goes towards the chest. Again, knees are soft, and you slowly let your hands become heavy, reaching towards the floor. Deep breath in. And exhale, keeping those knees soft. Round up, pull the belly button in towards your spine. And we inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale, soften the knees. Keep the hands reaching towards the sky. Shoulders come away from the ears. And we're first going to come into a little bit of a squat. Your feet should be about hip width apart, if not a little bit wider. Hands again over the head. If it's more comfortable, option 1, hands in front of the shoulders. Option 2, you can bring them to the hips. As we stand, we inhale and lift the arms up. Exhale, press towards the sky. And again, we come into that seated position. Letting your hips go back. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And we stand, reaching towards the ceiling, coming back into your forward fold. The head is heavy, the knees are soft, and your hands are going to reach towards your mat. We're going to walk out into a plank position. Option 1, putting the knees right onto the mat. Option 2, you can stay on the toes with me. What I want you to do is think about pulling up through the abdominals. Pull the shoulders away from the head and reach the top of the head away from the body. This is a really good length motion for the spine. Holding here, turn the abdominals on. Think about pushing the ground away. Slowly, if you're not already, place the knees to the mat and shift back to child's pose. I know this is a little bit more yoga. I will do some down dog as well, but these are just great strengthening and lengthening exercises to incorporate into any routine, including Pilates. We're going to slowly come up. In our first series, we are going into a roll down and roll up. This is a really good way, again, to turn the abdominals on, get them ready for all of the series that we're going to do. So what I want you to do is sit on those sitting bones, rocking back and forth. Those two bony portions of the pelvis is what you'll feel. Those are your sitting bones. Your heels are at the edge of the mat and your toes are pulled up towards your knees. Take a deep breath in. Hands are reaching in front of the shoulders and we're slowly going to roll down. Now, option 1, you can bend the knees and slowly roll back, holding onto those legs. Option 2, back here straight. And we inhale, reach, pointing the toes and reaching up overhead. Flex the toes, dorsiflex, pulling the toes up towards the knees. Your hands come over the shoulders and we slowly roll up. Again, option is to grab behind the legs as you roll up and stack the spine, coming back into those two bony portions of the pelvis being your sitting bones. We're going to reach forward with a flat back. A lot of times we tend to just fold forward and round the spine. This is very different. It's going to facilitate a deeper stretch through the hamstrings. Keep a flat back. Keep your head neutral. And exhale. So I'm more leading through the heart center, and I'd encourage you to do the same. Belly button is pulled towards the spine. Now you can point the toes and let yourself round. I love pointing my toes in this stretch because it facilitates a really deep stretch through the tops of my feet. You'll probably also feel it through a muscle called your anterior tibialis, which is along the shin bones. Pull the toes up, Slowly round, stacking the vertebra one at a time. And this will take us back into our roll down. Whichever option you choose, take it. And we pull those knees up, feet are flat. This will take us to our hundreds. Now, 100 is a respiratory, a breathing endurance exercise that is also facilitated by abdominal stability and strength. Option 1, you are going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, keeping your feet flat on your mat. Option 2, which I'm going to take, is going to be more in a tabletop position with my knees directly over the hips and knees in line with the ankles. Lowering the hands right next to the hips, I have about a fist between my chin and my chest. For the hundreds, we are going to inhale for 5 breaths, and then we are going to exhale for 5 breaths. If you like to follow along with this little percussive bounce, it can be helpful. So let's take a deep breath in, and we exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 30. Gaze is right between the thighs. Keeping again about a fist between the chin and the chest. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 50. I think we can do about 20 more. Slowly lowering one foot down to the mat at a time, and we reach up. As strong as we want the powerhouse of the body, which is, of course, is the abdominals, we want it to be long. So in this position, while you're stretching, pointing the toes and reaching the fingertips long overhead, if the lower back comes up off of mat, that's okay. If you're really deeply stretching through the spine, before you pull the legs back up, push that spine down. Walk one foot up, the other, and we slowly come back into this neutral position. Let's pull the knees up, come into a little bit of a ball. If it feels good, you can rock right to left. And this will take us into our single leg series. So this again is an abdominal exercise. Option 1, you will keep the feet down on the mat. Option 2, you will come to a tabletop position. Choose what you feel most comfortable going through the exercise with and maintaining that lower back connection into the mat. We're going to start first with that right knee, hugging the hands around, and we're going to extend the left. Now, option 1, that left foot would stay down rather than extending. Choose your poison. Take 2 deep breaths in. Exhale to switch. Now, the lower the leg, straight leg goes, the more challenging it is for the abdominals. So if you feel that lower back struggling a little bit or almost popping up, I would rather you reach that straight leg towards the sky. Here's 2 and 1, and slowly come into that ball, lowering one foot, the other, and lengthen. Taking a deep breath in, finding a deep, nice stretch through the abdominals. We exhale to push the lower back down, bring the hands towards the hips, lifting the chest and pulling the feet up, heels towards the glutes. This single leg series will take us then to our double leg series, both knees again coming up towards the chest. Take a deep breath. Option 1 is to keep the head down. Option 2, your head, neck, and shoulders will be lifted by the abdominals. 2 deep breaths. Now again, the lower the legs, more challenging. If it's safer and better for you to reach towards the sky with the feet, I would encourage you to do that. Here's 2 and 1. Pull the knees, walk the feet, and let's stretch. Slowly pressing the back down, walking the heels up. Very nice. And this is going to take us into our single leg circles. I want you to extend that left knee Lower the head down and bring the right knee to tabletop. Your lower back should be imprinting into the mat. Your shoulder blades are pulled back and down, and the shoulders themselves are pulled away from the ear. So you have this nice, long, beautiful neck. Again, the right knee is in tabletop. Let's extend the knee. Now, if you have any type of hip replacement, please limit your range of motion with this. So rather than crossing the midline in a big dramatic or big range of motion fashion, I want you to eliminate that big motion and just make small circles up ahead. So again, any type of hip replacement or previous hip injury, I want you to make small circles. Option 2, you are going to let the leg cross the midline, that very center line, straight through the body, and circle it down, bring it up and around. Not letting the lower back leave, not letting the pelvis rock. So sometimes it's nice to imagine a glass of water on that belly button. If that glass of water was balancing perfectly, it would not be spilling, even though you're moving the leg for 2. And 1. Hold. Bend the knee. Place the leg back down on the mat. And let's switch to the left side. That left knee is bent. We point the toes and reach towards the sky. Again, option 1, you're making small circular motions directly over that hip and not crossing the midline. Option 2, you cross the midline, circle out and around. Don't spill your glass of water. Here's 2 of 8. Exhale, 3. It's very important to connect your breathing to exercise because it will facilitate a deeper facilitation of, feels like my word facilitation. It will facilitate a deeper engagement of the abdominals. Here's 2. And that musculature that we need in order to get through the exercise. Laying the left leg down, reach the arms up overhead and stretch the abdominals. Push that back down. Peel the feet up, pulling the heels towards the glutes. I want you to come into a bit of a 4 stretch, taking that left ankle across your right knee. Slowly open the leg. If it's safe for you, you can always press slightly with that hand on the knee, or if you'd rather, pull the right leg up, and you should feel a really nice stretch through the back of the left leg. Take a deep breath, and we exhale to switch. I tell you what, this sunshine is absolutely amazing. And we inhale, slowly switch. Take one more deep breath in, reach up. And this will take us into our roll up, curling the toes up towards the knees, pushing the spine down, reaching the hands up overhead. We exhale, round up. Remember your option, grabbing behind the knees if you choose. And finding the sitting bones. We sit tall. My hips and my shoulders are in alignment, so I'm stacked from joint to joint. Again, into my sitting bones, we're going to move into saw. So opening the arms up into a T. I want you to rotate to your left without shifting out of your 2 cheeks. Take a deep breath, and we exhale 2 to the left. And exhale, 2 to the right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale. For saw, I want you to exhale 2 times to the left, and you are going to hinge forward. Now, number 1 rule, do not let the shoulders shrug up towards the ears. I want you to keep that long, beautiful neck that we've practiced. Your right pinky finger comes towards your left baby toe, and we exhale. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. And inhale. Now you know where saw gets its name. We rotate to the right, and the left pinky finger reaches towards the right baby toe for 4. Exhale 3. Exhale 2. Exhale 1. This will take us back to the top, and we come into forward fold. Nice long flat back, similar to before. Take a deep breath. And let yourself round. Point the toes. Feel that nice stretch through the top of the feet. We round. We stack the spine. We grow tall out of the vertebra. And we open to a T. We're doing saw one more time. Take a deep breath in, full the lungs. And we exhale, 2 to the left, hold. Right pinky finger towards your left baby toe for 4, 3, 2, 1. And step, grow tall. Inhale, exhale left. And hinge, soft 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach, slowly come back. And this takes us again to forward fold. Point and slowly roll back. Pointing the toes and reaching up overhead. And we slowly bring the hands right back next to the hips. Draw the heels towards the glutes. Planting your feet down into the mat, I want you to concentrate on pressing just behind the big toe, the little toe, and then into your heel. So those 3 points of contact are going to be your main pressure points to anchor those feet. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, feel the abdominals engage. The lungs are closing like a pair of doors, and the glutes turn on nice and tight. As if something is pushing as if something is pushing your legs together, I want you to activate the inner thighs and resist that push. As you exhale, draw the pelvis up, squeeze the glutes, and lift the pelvis towards the sky. The tighter you make your glutes, the less likely you will be to cramp through the hamstrings, which is an extremely common occurrence through this bridging series. Slowly push the backs of the ribs down, the spine, the pelvis, and then you feel your sitting bones anchor. Take a deep breath. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale to round up. And when I say round, it's a slow, like you're peeling your spine, one piece up at a time versus a flat back and lift. The backs of the ribs go down. Don't let your pelvis hit yet. Slowly put the lower back down. Now let your pelvis touch the mat. Take a deep breath in. Now, when you are inhaling, I don't want that lower back to leave the mat. Feel how your lungs from the bottom up fill with air without letting your abdominals lose that engagement, meaning your lower back is down. As you exhale, we draw the pelvis up, one piece of the spine at a time, pushing towards the ceiling. A lot of the pressure is right between the shoulder blades themselves, pressing into the mat. And then, of course, those 3 anchor points that we talked about in the feet. Slowly roll down. This is preparing us for our next side lying series, which is going to really strengthen our extensors, which is everything through the back of the body. One last time, we inhale and we exhale. We peel the tailbone, the lower back, the mid to upper back up, and perform the bridge. Glutes are tight. Turn them on even more and slowly roll down. Don't lose the glute engagement. Don't lose the abdominal engagement. And we relax. Go ahead and hug those knees tight into the chest, coming to a little bit of a ball. Again, if it feels good to you, you can always rock right to left. Good. And from here, we grab behind the legs. We slowly come up. And this will take us to our side lying series. You're going to turn onto your right. So I am down on my right elbow. I have a little bit of space between my upper rib cage and the mat, and that is ensuring that I'm keeping the upper abdominals, the side obliques of my abdominals engaged. And you're going to extend that left leg. So I'm down on my right side. My left top leg is extended. Reach up. Good. We're going to do small circles. If this is uncomfortable being in the side lying series on the elbow option, you could always take your head down on your elbow. This is a little bit more forgiving on the cervical spine. Good. I'm going to come back up and hold this position. Choose whichever you feel safe and confident holding. Good. And moving into our kicks. We want to kick forward, point the toe, reach it back, and dorsiflex, and reach, and point, reach, holding. We're going to pulse up, 2, 3, 4. Abdominals are turned on, glutes turned on for 4. 3, hold strong, 2, and 1. Moving into bicycle, we slowly pull the knee towards the chest, extend the knee, bicycle back, pull it up, bicycle, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold, lifting straight up and down for 6, 5. Turn the core on, turn the glutes on, 2, and 1, and hug that knee tight towards your chest. This is just a really forgiving or relieving position to be in after really working those glute extensors. I know a lot of you in my Pilates mat classes like to kind of massage or pound it out. So whatever feels relieving to stretch that glute extensor, go ahead and do so. We're going to switch to the other side. So now my top right leg will be extended. I'm going to be down on my left side. You might notice that one side is a little bit weaker than the other, which is absolutely normal. A lot of Pilates classes will address those imbalances. So you're mindful and aware moving forward through your exercise routines, whether that's a strength class, a Pilates, or a yoga class, and you can address those again, trying to find balance. Left side is down, right leg is up. Good. We're going to draw circles. Pulling up through the abdominals. Might do a couple things out of order, but we'll get to all of them, I promise. This is definitely my weaker side. So if you're feeling it on this side, that's okay. I'm right there with you. And let's move to kicks. Point, swing it back. Again, I know I had my arm lifted before, so if you want, you can have the arm lifted on the hip or on the mat. Because this is a little bit of my weaker side, I'm choosing to have my hand down for 2. And 1, hold, pulse it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold, bicycle. We pull that knee up, extend, and we go for 6, and 5, woo, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, lifting and lowering for 8, 7, and 6, woo, 5, come on guys, 4, you got it, 3, and 2, and 1, and relax, hugging that knee nice and tight. Nicely done, good job. All right, let's slowly turn over into a neutral quadruped position, taking a little pressure off those shoulder joints and just reaching into a child's pose position. Again, I know this is yoga, but this is a really forgiving position. So if you need to at any time, this is a safe position to come into, and you can just take a little break and then we'll move back in. Moving into a prone position. So prone, meaning that you're facing the floor. We're going to finish off with our hip extensor exercises and then move into a little bit of swimming. Yes, swimming in the grass, I know. All right, I am in a neutral quadruped position. My knees are directly under my hips and my hands are directly under my shoulders. Take a deep breath in without shifting. Let's take that glass of water that we previously had on the belly button, put it on your lower back. Don't spill. Slowly reach that left behind you. I sometimes joke in my classes, find something of value to you. So maybe that's instead of water, a little glass of Cabernet. I know I wouldn't spill my Cabernet. Reaching behind you. If you want an additional challenge, raise the opposite arm. Bring the bicep next to the ear. Don't let the shoulder shrug and pull up through the abdominals. Slowly bring your hands back down, your knee back down, and we switch sides. Don't spill that glass of water. Reach the opposite arm up. Finding stability and strength through your core. Taking a deep breath in and we exhale, slowly lower down. Last series, pressing the floor or the ground away. Reach that left leg back behind you. And I want you to flex the foot. So the toes are pulled up. We're going to go out to the side, center, lift, down. There's 1. Out, lift, 2. Out. Now I'm not involving the spine, right? Because we're not spilling that glass of water. Here's 3, and here's 4. Slowly lower the knee to the floor. We exhale to switch. Flex the foot. Shoulders are down. Abs are pulled up. We take it out and up. There's 1, 2, and lift. Here's 3, and lift. Press that floor. Exhale, and lift. And set the knee down. Child's pose. Nice stretch through the spine. Let your forehead relax onto the mat. And we slowly come up, shifting into a neutral plank position. Neutral meaning that the back is long and flat. Your shoulders are directly over your wrist. Now, option 1, if you remember from the beginning, you can keep the knees down on the mat. Option 2, if you want a little bit of a challenge, you're going to bring the knees up. We are going to perform a few push-ups, meaning, let's say 6 to 8. Go for what you can, keeping good form. If that means putting the knees on the ground, I would much rather your knees on the ground to keep good form versus on the toes. Here we go. We're going to go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. This will take us to down dog. I'm going to walk my hands back just a tiny bit. If you're feeling like this is an intense stretch, and soften the knees and exhale. Reach the sitting bones towards the sky. We walk the hands back out. And we set the knees down and lower to the mat. All right, I promised you some swimming. The end of July in grass. Here we go. Your chest is down on the mat. Your abdominals, although you are face down, still have to be engaged through this series. What I want you to do is also press the pubic bone into the mat. That's going to essentially be your anchor. So for swimming, rest your forehead on your mat and reach the arms up. My toes are pointed. Option 1, keep the head down. Option 2, lift the head up. Sometimes I describe this as if you watch a baby lift their head for the first time, they engage the whole back of their body and lift up rather than just lifting the head, right? This is the heaviest piece. We lift the spine, lift the hands, lift the feet, and we swim. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower and rest. Take a deep breath. And we exhale, lift, swim 8, 7, come on, 6. Glutes are tight, shoulders are down. You have space between those and the ears. And we rest, inhale. And we exhale, push the pubic bone into the mat. Lift up, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Come on, finish strong, 2, 1, and rest. Go ahead and take the hands by the chest, pressing back, and we move into child's pose. Nicely done, everyone. Take a deep breath. Good. Shifting back into your quadruped position, place the knees under the hips, place your hands directly under your shoulders. The right hand will thread under the left, and we're going to do a little thoracic rotation. Now, if you'd like, you can take that hand that's on the mat and reach it towards the sky. Or you can place it behind onto the lower back. Feeling that nice stretch through the upper thoracic spine. So middle to upper back. We place the hand down, we press up, and let's go to the other side. Again, option 1, option 2. Slowly press back up. Swing those feet around. All right, sitting tall out of your sitting bones, just as we practiced before. My toes are pulled up, and we're going back into a roll down. Pull the right knee in towards your chest as you lay back. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, extend the knee, pushing the bottom of the foot towards the ceiling. If you'd like, you can grab behind the leg, facilitating a deeper stretch in the hamstring. Try to keep those toes pulled towards the knee. I know this can be a really intense stretch. It will be worth it. Point the toe and slowly lower the leg down. Exhale to pull the opposite leg. And we flex bottom of the foot towards the ceiling. Again, reaching if you'd like a little extra stretch. Deep breath in. And we slowly pull the knees in towards the chest. We're going to rock right and left. And roll all the way up. Swinging the feet back around. We're going to get back up just how we got back down. So in a neutral quadruped position, curl the toes. Exhale, press to down dog. I really hope that your heels are a little bit closer to the floor. Maybe the knees are a little bit straighter. If you're still having to put a little bend in the knees, that is okay. Walk the hands in. Relax the head. And round up. One piece of the spine at a time. Inhale. And we exhale, reach towards the sky. And slowly come back down. Thank you so much for joining me today for the Pilates mat class. I truly hope that you are all staying safe and healthy during this time and that you've enjoyed the Pilates mat series. If you can, get outside, enjoy some sunshine, keeping that social distancing, of course. But I truly wish you all the best. Love you guys.